Hey everybody, got another episode of Vinyl Village Garage. This one's not going to be about the old Firebirds anymore. I guess you're going to look at a car that's been sitting for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years. It's been sitting longer than I've actually lived in this house I'm currently in. But bit of a road trip, so I got my essentials here, a little orange Mountain Dew. Yes, found some in the can. I'll have to show you that video later, but a super fan sent me 3 whole cases of orange Mountain Dew. So anyone else want to follow suit and send me some if you can find some in your local area? Hey, let me know. I definitely would appreciate that. But nonetheless, got a little car. I'm going to do a little searching here. Found a little car, not too expensive, you could say. Reasonably priced, but hasn't ran for years. Had a coolant leak of some sort, maybe some kind of transmission problem, and whatever else has managed to malfunction over the last 7 years of sitting. So let's get this thing started. Let's go check this thing out. Not too bad of a trip to get to this one here. Not going to take the Avalanche or the Legault. But we got different ways of getting there this time around. It's not going to be too bad of a trip, I don't suppose. But the biggest thing here in Indiana, it was 64 degrees yesterday in December. And today, well, I think it may be 30 degrees. And when the wind's not blowing, as soon as the wind picks up, though, it blows right through you. So definitely a whole lot cooler than it has been. But nonetheless, this car's not going to be too hard to find or not too bad of a trip to get the thing hauled home because, well, I'm already there. Neighbors had it sitting in his driveway since I moved in about 6 years ago. Hasn't done anything with it besides let it sit here, and finally talked him into maybe selling to me. But before I make him an offer, give this thing a once over, make sure it's worth buying. What you see here is a 2007 Pontiac G5. We got the typical clear coat peeling off it. Tires are just about completely flat, and I think they actually start to grow to the ground. Like I said, it hasn't been moved in quite some time, hanging out under the pine trees. You can tell. Well, it's starting to collect some of its debris there on the windshield. Supposedly it was parked, has some kind of transmission issue and some kind of a coolant leak problem, but now looking for a little to and from car, fuel economy right. Gas prices aren't that great anymore, so I'm gonna give this thing a once over and see if we can't make this thing go. And of course, this is the north side of the car, starting to turn green from, well, I guess you could call it some funk and some mold and some who knows what's growing on it, but doesn't look too bad. It's not all rusted out, but fortunately he did find the key, so we're off to a good start. So we're gonna see if we can't get inside here. Maybe. Nope. All right, cool. Yeah, the inside looks a whole lot better than the outside does, I'll tell you that already. Not too bad a shape. Head under the hood. Yeah, this hasn't ran for a while. We've got some, definitely some cobwebs going. Looks like some kind of a mouse apartment happening in here. The engine should be a nice aluminum color, more of a white crusty powder from sitting in. Got your occasional mud dauber's nest too. So definitely hasn't been moved or anything for a while, but yeah, so I think car's set for a long time. I'll check the fluid, see if there's any oil in it. Yep, enough in there to make it go. And said it had a coolant leak, so I bet you there's no coolant in it. Completely dry. So I say the first thing to do is see if we get any kind of power to this car, and it appears that the battery is in the trunk. That's okay. I got another way in. Should be able to get to it from the trunk. Let me get, seat folds down. Let me get the seat made. Nope. I'll do it like that. Well, how does that fold down? Aha! There we go. Now, if I can get myself in here, there should be a little, there it is, pull release for the trunk. Oh, one more time. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, nope, that went out. I just won't latch it. I get back out and hold that thing open. all that just so I get in here. There's a battery. Looks like 2012. Might be worth trying to charge it, but I have a battery back in the garage all the way over there, so let's go grab a battery. Now I've got this battery I actually acquired for free that has a good charge. Not quite the right shape or size, but we're gonna stab it in here anyway, because, well, why would I want to buy a new battery for a car that might be no good? Oh, that's great. That one's out. That one's in, and the wind just about blows me over out here today. This is absolutely miserable. Like the rules of buying a used car. Never do it in the dark or in the rain, and I'm going to say during a windstorm. Alright, now let's see if we got any power up here. I hear a door chime. I see lights. It says the door's open, so it's kind of a smart car. Can't get the seat to go back. Okay. Now let's see what happens here. All lights are on. Huh. Well, it starts. And yeah, she smoked a little bit, but heck, it hasn't ran in, ugh, stinks. Probably 7 years plus. So, not too bad. I think the next stop is going to be get these tires aired up and see if this thing will drive. Now under here, it doesn't sound too bad at all. Shut this. Drive next door there. We'll get some air and some tires. Yep. Oh gosh, cold, man. No weird lights on the dash. No ABS light. No check engine light. No self-destruct sequence or security issues. Well, it goes backwards. And it even goes forward. So let's go for it. Sounds awful. And there's the bushes kind of grown up a little bit. Yeah, been sitting there for a while. Long drive. Gosh, the tires, you go for a ride in this thing, they're so flat spotted, it wobbles everywhere. It's kind of like a, I don't know, shake your teeth out wobble ride. I don't know. It's bad. Alright, well, let's get the air hose here and get the things aired up. You can grab you to air some tires up. That's pretty self-explanatory, but they're getting round again. So let's go for a drive and see if the transmission shifts. That's my only real concern left now. Looks like it has a bit of an antifreeze leak in the corner of the radius. A short little drive over here, I had a couple of drops. You can see it dripping. So let's see if this thing goes around the block or at least shifts gears. Starts right up though. Brakes feel like absolute garbage. They're probably about completely rusted up solid. Surprised it even moves. That sounds bad. We got some suspension noises. Typical Vinyl Village garage drive here. Well, the speedometer does not work. I definitely have some really bad tires. You can actually hear it. Thump, 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 thump. So the transmission doesn't shift, but if the speedometer's not working, well, that could be why it's not shifting gears. So We'll do some research on that, but I think the reason they parked this car is because, well, it didn't shift gears no more, so it's kind of hard to drive. It does go forward and backwards. It doesn't slip, but the tires are junk. I'll put it back in the driveway here. Let's do some research on this speedometer thing here, see what we can learn. Well, there you have it. The car does run, does drive. Surprisingly, started up pretty good for a car. So sitting this long, the gas is 7, 8 years old. Who knows how long that's been. It was probably a whole lot cheaper for that gas, so I hate to throw it away. But the brakes don't feel that great. Same thing, been sitting for a long time, all rusted up. The tires, well, they did take some air, but it just shakes you down the road. It's going to need some tires on it. The biggest concern is the transmission does not shift. I noticed the speedometer doesn't work. It's probably why this car got parked. So I'm not sure if I want to buy this car yet or not. If I got to drag you along, what's it take to get a car going again? But it really wasn't that big a deal. I'll tell you, this old Pontiac's actually a nice car. Not that I'm partial to Pontiac or anything, but I'm just saying this car's been sitting, but started right up. Sounded good. So I think the engine's great. But I'm going to do some research on that speedometer and see if that's something that is a repair by maybe a new sensor or possibly a faulty sensor is why this car stopped shifting, why they parked it a long time ago. If that's the case, I'll put one of those in, but the price has got to be right because it's going to need brakes, tires, radiator, and fix this transmission issue. So I'm going to do some homework, do some more research on that, and see about making a deal on this car. And you might see some more of it, but I want to get you on a little journey of what's it take to get a car that's sitting for a long time running. Well, this one was quite simple, actually, just a battery. And it was good to go. Gotta love these modern cars. But nonetheless, I want to get out of here, do some homework on those items, and we'll get back to you. We'll maybe get you back out here and get this car running, maybe even buy it. So until then, we'll see you next time.